Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. Through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. So if anyone's not aware of this is a journey of an investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategy called compound return investing. So the objective is try to get 201 trades, each with an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades, we do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us for as little as $9 a month and also get access to an exclusive in-depth strategy video, information is available in the description below. In the previous video we looked at MMTLP and also an update on ticker symbol ILUS, ILUS International, so please refer back to the previous video for those important updates. In today's video we're going to be looking at MMTLP and the focus is going to be on reasons for a short squeeze. There's also going to be an update for Trading 212 and we're also going to have some news with regard to Exxon Mobile, so stay tuned for that. So first of all, let's have a look at what's happening in the markets, and I'm sure you all know what's been trending recently has been FTX. So let's have a look at some further details and background on FTX. So in terms of the history of it, after a month of making modest profits, the people got together with some college friends and started a trading business called Alameda Research. So Mr. Bankman, who is on the run currently, allegedly, says it was not easy and it took months of perfecting. So he also went on to make allegedly $1 million per day around about January 2018. And then he became officially a billionaire in 2021 thanks to his secondary and high profile business which was quite famous, FTX, the crypto exchange. So remember, this was not a ticker symbol or a currency, this was actually a trading exchange, and it was looking at potentially trading between 10 and 15 billion dollars each day. So in other developments, obviously it became a household name, and what he also stated, Mr. Bankman, he stated that he was sleeping in the office working, and in the same interview was saying that he was going to give away have $2 billion in reserve that he could use to help failing cryptocurrencies. Now we all know what's happened. So let's now have a look at some of the trending memes that have been shared on social media. So the first one is with regard to Netflix, and we can see here that Netflix producers, especially the documentary producers, will be looking at this and saying, well, obviously this is going to be very, very interesting. And the other I think a person that is of interest here, we can see is that this person was part of the team. I don't know if she's on the run or if she's available, but goes by the name of Amanda. She had approximately 1.7 years of trading experience. She then became the head trader at Alameda. Obviously there were red flags everywhere. They were all ignored, so I would like to know what her area of expertise is. And finally, in other market news, I'm sure you're all aware, last week we had a significant bounce in the markets with the positive inflation news. So a shout out here to Cathy Wood, and she said, if inflation is unwinding as we believe, we could be heading back to the future, the roaring 20s. Last time we got several general purpose technologies evolved. At the same time, looking at significant growth. So she is predicting that if inflation is now been dealt with, we could potentially see huge returns in growth. So shout out here also to Bradley, who stated that obviously with regard to Cathy, her funds and her stocks are down quite significantly. Her firm is down approximately 80%, so maybe she is not the right person to take advice from. In one of my previous videos, one of the things I looked at was potential buyers of NextBridge, and the one I chose at that time in that video, if you refer back to it, was Exxon, and comparing this with Oxy. I don't think Oxy has significant or sufficient amount of cash available, whereas Exxon would certainly not be a problem. So there's a headline here from Motley Fool, normally not a good source, but this is a positive news story here with regard to Exxon, dated November the 12th, 2022. So let's have a look at this article, and what it states here is, with a $30 billion cash war chest, could ExxonMobil be planning something big? So suggestive headline there, but obviously not giving anything away. So what we can see here, the Exxon is currently swimming in cash, and obviously it is an ideal time for it to spend and use this cash. So what else can we see in this headline? So it's reported a record $19.7 billion in profit in the third quarter. So as far as I'm aware, this profit that they're reporting is very, very close to what Apple are reporting. So obviously we know oil and gas right now is booming. Cash flow operations are higher, and we're looking at currently having approximately $24.4 billion in cash. So that is sufficient money to cover exploration expenses, with a significant amount available for spare uses as well. So obviously this excess cash that it has, obviously they do normally pay dividends to the shareholders as well. And in the final part of the article, what we can see here is they are open here to acquisitions if they can find the right deal. So that's a very, very important statement there. There are rumours that they are looking to make a bid for Denbury Resources to bolster its carbon capture. So that was something that was featured previously. But just to finish off here, what the CFO also stated, that they're focused on ensuring that we're sharing our success with shareholders. We're trying to get the right balance and obviously provide shareholders with dividends. So we're looking at 40 consecutive years of giving shareholders dividend. So it's looking at $30 billion in cash, and this could be something that it puts it at the forefront as a potential buyer for NextBridge. In the previous video, I did an important update on AST transport people holding MMTLP in the United States. So there was some good news there. So please refer back to the previous video for that important update. What I'd now like to do is provide a similar update for Trading 212 in the UK. So in response to one of the holders and investors who contacted them, we can share here on the screen a response from Trading 212. So what they've stated here is sell orders are now supported. So we can sell, but we cannot buy. I wonder why. What they're also saying is, in case they are transferred and become private, we will act accordingly and execute the event by strictly following the specifics provided by the company itself. So they're not providing details. So what they are saying is they're waiting for instructions, and they will follow those instructions. At the moment, there is no further information. Once this information is confirmed by our intermediary, we will make a public announcement and notify all of our customers. So that's the key thing. We will not have to contact them. They will contact us, and hopefully they will contact us with positive news. Final thing I'd like to look at is reasons why we could see a potential short squeeze in MMTLP. So there are many reasons for this, but this is some key headlines that we're going to look at from Investopedia, and it's from the point of view of factors that can hamper a short sale. So something that will create risk and trouble for the short. So let's first of all see some of the key factors here. First of all, the general market could rise significantly. We saw this last week with positive news with regard to inflation. So that did drive the stocks up, and that is also a significant risk factor for the shorts. The company could be a takeover candidate, certainly in MMTLP's case, after NextBridge and the spin out. This is certainly something that is likely to happen. Company could announce unexpected good news. So for us, the good news is going to be S1 approval. That I believe is going to be imminent, hopefully fingers crossed this week. And what we can also see here is a well-known investor could take a large position. So we don't have any institutional buyers for MMTLP, but what we do have is 4 significant whales that hold very, very close to 30% of MMTLP, and none of them, as far as I'm aware, have sold a single share, but they're actually adding to it. So that's also bad news for the shorts. And as well as that, we can see news could break out about a major positive development in the company. So that is something that can happen at any time. So in addition to these 5 points here, what we also know with regard to MMTLP, first of all, we have a cut-off date. There will be a record date, and there will be shorts that have to cover. And B, this is not going to be something that the shorts continue into NextBridge, so they have to get out. C, we don't know how many shorts there are. There could be millions. They could be forced to cover, and they cannot continue to hold through. They are not entitled to the dividends. And the other thing I'd like to add on, there could be an unknown significant amount of synthetic shares. The brokers also have to take responsibility for this. Synthetic shares cannot go into NextBridge. Synthetic shares cannot be added to the float. These are fake shares, and the brokers will have to have a responsibility for making sure these are replaced with genuine shares. So how they're going to do that? They're going to have to buy, and if they buy, when people have very, very high sell limit orders, that's what's available. And finally, if you'd like to get a copy of our weekly watch list, this is going to be made available exclusively to the Discord members prior to trading on the Monday. So last week we had some good success. We called out stocks such as ILIS, which did well, UNCY, which called out JUPW, RUM, we called out Oxy, and also MTDR, as well as COSM. So to get the next weekly watch list, as well as daily stock alerts, details are available in the description below.